Hello all, welcome to Building a Fortress. This is Giga Patrick. Before I join the two-man, I just wanted to discuss some things briefly, hopefully briefly. Um, after, you know, so I've been working with this board configuration for a while, these four chalices and the Sylvan libraries and whatnot. And I've come to the conclusion with some help from uh, the wise posters on the source that um, this configuration is really only optimal for miracles. Um, where you like boarding out crop rotation is just something that you would do anyway, and where gamble loses a lot of its utility in the second and third games. So so boarding in chalice there is really good, but against like storm, and though I haven't done any videos against Sneak and Show, also against Sneak and Show, and also against Reanimator. The four board plan of Chalice. I don't. I'm not. Maybe somebody else can break it, or with another printing, it can be broken for this deck. But as of now, uh, Gamble and crop rotation are just too valuable in the combo matchup. You really need the speed and consistency of these cards to pull ahead in those matchups. Um, and obviously with four chalice, I've been like boarding all these out, and I've had I've still had some success because chalice is a strong card, but you know, Gamble and crop rotation are just too good, I think. Um, Not to mention the fact that Gamble and crop rotation are the reason why I think this version of lands is just so good. You know, when I first got into lands, back when I was on Pox, I got my Tabernacle, and I was like, Tabernacle's so cool, and I'm gonna play it in Pox and whatnot. And then I moved on from Pox, and I was like, I have the Tabernacle, so and I've always wanted to play lands, so I'm gonna move into lands. And looking at the deck, at the two versions of the deck, Rug and Red Green, I always liked looking at intuition. I'm like, man, this is so cool. This is such a cool card if it ever resolves. And I think that's really the issue. Like, sure, intuition will resolve sometimes, but it costs 3, so it takes a lot longer to get online, which means and it's super powerful. Like, the effect is so powerful, it just has a target on its head for countering it. Whereas gamble and crop rotation often get countered, but I feel like people are more willing to let them resolve than they would intuition. And that's one reason I think this deck is just better than Ruglands. I mean, if you are into Ruglands, I apologize. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I just think this is a better version of the deck because of this engine, these gamble crop rotation. So that being said, I think that we're going to go off the chalice plan for the foreseeable future. I do think there's been a pretty significant storm presence online, so I kind of think that moving up to 7 sphere effects in my board is where I want to be. Now the question is, like, I like Jarvis' use tech of gambling for a chalice to put on 0 so you don't die immediately to storm. Now you can he was using at GPC tech, he had 2 chalices. You can still go down to you can still have that plan with only 1 chalice. Um, and considering multiple sphere effects are so good, I think I'm gonna go with the 1 chalice plan and so my combo hate will look like this. Um, I think this is perfectly fine. Like I'd still board Chalice in against Miracles. Um, and I think since more often I'll be keeping in Gamble now, we can certainly take out one Sylvan Library and just have two. I've said on the source, I think Sylvan Library is fantastic, and I still do. You know, you board it in against Miracles, you board it in against any mid-range matchup, I would say. Not, some, some people think we need an extra win con in the board and Sylvan Library is not a win con, but it digs you into your win cons. Like, it seems really just versatile to me. You know, if they have a rest in peace out, Sylvan Library keeps you going. If they have any type of graveyard hate, if they extract your loam, well, I still have Sylvan Library, so you haven't shut me down. It also works really well with loam to see like 5 cards deep a turn. So I think Sylvan Library still deserves a place. And I definitely think Bog should be main deck, at least on the online meta, where there's plenty of Storm, and you can sometimes eke out a win with Bog, Crawford in a Bog. And Karakas probably isn't totally necessary main deck, but I kind of like it. I kind of like just having it all these utility lands main deck, freeing up slots in the board. I know I'm losing out on like Riftstone Portal, and I'd say the biggest weakness of this is moving to 16 uh, tree mana sources instead of 17. Um, but I don't think that's a huge. Mathematically, I don't think that causes you to mulligan too many times. So I like this deck. This list. This is how we're gonna run it for a while, and I will return when the 2-man starts. Hello all, we are back. Yes, we want to play first. I want to be I want to be um I want to be like a good sport. I want to start wishing people luck. Definitely keeping this hand. We will drop both Mox Diamonds, return the Loam, play the Taiga, play the Mana Bond, and that leaves us with Thespian Stage and Punishing Fire in hand. I wonder, like, is it better to get the stage on board, or to keep the fire in hand? I kind of feel like at this point, since I don't have a Grove, keeping the fire in hand is better than playing the stage. Okay. That pause tells me he probably has force. Uh, so, like, this mana bond's probably not resolving. But it could be. Maybe oh. Yeah, he's... I'm going to play the mana bond. I think he's going to force it. Which, well, maybe you shouldn't force it, maybe because, like, I'm already so far ahead. As I said, we are not going to drop the stage. Why worry about it when we have the Punishing Fire? No. Manamond's great. My against Storm. Bloodstained Mire screams Storm to me. The rack? Okay, so this is like a Pox deck, right? Which, you know, so how much do I take? So I take 1 damage here. So maybe I'm never going to use the mana bond. Yes. No, I'm going to use the mana bond right now. Okay. Version 4, Dark Depths. Um, I guess the question is, now I guess the question is, do I want to go for it right now? Um, or and like hedge against Wasteland. But my guess is if he had Dark Ritual into Liliana, he would have done that first turn. And my get like if he's on what's his name, Tom Ross's list, they only play 1 Dark Depths or 1 Dark Ritual. So I'm gonna go for it here. This could be the wrong move, but I think it's the right one. Wait, no. Oh, I forgot. Smallpox. No, that was so the wrong move. Okay. Well, I'll have to go for it again and hope I can rebuild before I take too much damage from the rack. I should be able to. Like a smallpox right here, like kind of hurts him too. Oh, okay. Okay. I pulled it out there, but I don't think that was the right play. I totally forgot about smallpox. So, excuse me. Totally forgot about smallpox. Mana bond's probably fun to get out of there. Probably don't need too many punishing fires. We probably do want the Sylvan Libraries. We probably want the K grips, I would say. Don't think we need Glacial Chasm or Karakas. Maze of Ith probably isn't super necessary. Like Wasteland can take care of Mishra's Factory. Wait. I'd rather take out Tabernacle. Uh, like I, yeah. Like I'd rather have Karakas, a mana producing land, than a Tabernacle. Um, I could board in the choke, but I don't think I want to. Maybe I would like to have the third punishing. Like 1 Maze of Ith seems fine to crop road for. Like Port, Wasteland, we have so many ways to deal with Mishra's Factory that 1 Maze and 1 Bog to deal with Nether Spirit seems fine. K-Grip and Sylvan Library seem super good. So yeah, I think this is perfectly acceptable. Uh, Alright, K-Grip, Gamble, Maze, Waste. Yeah, I think this is fine. He could just go Leyline here, in which case, no, he didn't. Okay, Urborg. It's funny as a Pox player looking at Tom Ross's list. I think as someone who used to play Pox, I think Tom Ross's list is not where you want to be when you're playing Pox. Uh, like the rack, I don't think the rack's really going to race much. Um, I think that you want to be on some version of Reed Duke's prison list if you're playing Pox. Guess it's fine. Well, do we want to waste some? Like, playing Wasteland here is fine. I'd rather, like, but I wonder if we want to hold this off for Mishra's Factory. Well, we have other answers like Rishanen Port and K-Grip. So we're just gonna see if we can get it. You know, okay, play port. Oh, that definitely hurts him. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Taiga. I'm pretty sure I played against this guy before. I'm pretty sure I have it on video, him saying, "Funny, my name's Patrick too." Yeah, let's just play Thespian Stage. And if he drops a waste here, we crop rote whatever he wastes, I think. Yeah, I think that was definitely the wrong play, the first game, to swamp, to make a token into smallpox. Pithing Needle. Okay. Well, we do have K-Grip. I mean, we can't activate Thespian Stage in response, so... Hmm. Like, he's seen our hand, he knows we have Dark Depths. So if he doesn't name Thespian Stage here, he likely loses just straight away. I think next turn we just play port and double port him. You know, I wonder. Um, or maybe we want to. Now maybe we want to just return Wasteland. Hmm. But we also we do want to get this Thespian Stage off the table. And, like, it's not just safe in our hand. Um, so... Um, like it's not just safe in our hand, so it's kind of like uh, but we also don't want him to untap. Like he was missing land drops, so we're gonna go with the port plan. Uh, and just try to build up some more lands. Like, I should be able to just port him for a while, I think. You know, maybe the better move was loaming and just porting once. If, okay, he makes his land drop, so... But it's only... It is a Mishra's Factory, which... If I keep porting swamps, nothing happened. Like, he can't do anything. Maybe, like... Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. Yeah, we're just gonna waste his factory. Keep porting him. And look for a real, like, try to build up our lands while he's, you know, while he is, you know, stumbling. And okay. So, yeah, I mean, now I'll probably definitely loan back my 2 wastes. Okay, so he doesn't have targeted discard. Wait, well, I thought he was going through his turn. Maybe he has some targeted discard for this K-Grip. In which case, I might just keep taking draws. Like, loan back this, keep taking some draws. I'm not sure. I mean, not sure what he wants to do, but loan back these 2 wastes and attempt to draw onto more stuff. Like, um, oh, the Urborg out like my mazes and depths make mana. Wonder what he's considering. Maybe surgicling the wastelands, um, which is a decent move, I would say, if he has it. Wonder what's going on. Maybe he's just like, I need to use the restroom. I need a sandwich. My coffee is empty and I need more. Who knows? I shouldn't, like, I don't think that, like, Pox is a hard matchup to lose. My buddy, like, I started playing Pox with a buddy of mine, and you know, he's still kind of fooling around with the prison list, with some updates. Not, it hasn't gotten many updates. It hasn't really gotten anything to make it anything but fringe viable. Uh, which was part of my frustration with the deck, you know, and coming online and playing it and realizing, you know, like, I'm at best an average player, and an average player with a below average deck will not do good online, and I did not do good online with it. You know, I lost a lot, and um, uh, All right. Well, we'll pause it until he gets back. See you then. All right, he has returned. So it looks like. So it looks like what do we want to do? I really like to build up my lands. I don't like putting lol, but I guess it's the easiest thing to do. Um, like I'm a big fan of George Orwell and like the like LOL and WTF and all that stuff really kind of irritates me. It makes me feel like we're dumbing down language. But it was pretty simple to use in that scenario. Okay, let me think about this. Um, like, do I just want to loan back the wastelands, cast one, waste his Urborg, play one, waste his Urborg, tap down one swamp? I guess that's fine. I don't see any problem with that. We do want to use this K grip, and maybe I should be prioritizing that. Um, okay, so I think well, I thought he might have surgical. Uh, yeah. We'll tap down this neat looking swamp here. The John Avon swamp. I mean, I actually kind of like this art more, but okay, so I have a billion cards in hand, and that is of no importance. I think uh, I think we're gonna loam back some cards, see what we unveil. Um, and this time around, I feel like I am. Well, I'd like to K grip the needle in response to something. So we're gonna play a wasteland, not play the loam because I am gonna K grip um and leave up K grip. Um, is the plan. I'm gonna K grip the pithing needle. Um, and he's not playing like he is surgical, so I don't think that he is surgicaling the Dark Depths. Um, take no damage. Draw a card. Ooh, that's cool. Like I think we're definitely gonna play the depths. I think we'll play the exploration. Play a grove. And now with like all these ports and whatnot, I can just like if he plays Wasteland, I can waste in response and do a whole bunch of stuff if I don't port. So we're not gonna port. We're just gonna see what happens this turn. Like I should probably win here. Like he's not, he's playing like he has very little in his hand. Um, so like a Liliana doesn't do it. Um, yeah, he's tanking. He's probably just toast. Like Wasteland doesn't do it. Liliana doesn't do it. Smallpox doesn't do it. Another Pithing Needle. Like if he has another land, maybe he has Diabolic Edict, uh, which is conceivable for him to have Diabolic Edict. You know. And if he does have Diabolic Edict, it really is not the end of the world. Uh, clean up, discard some jazz. Nether Spirit, love the card. Such a sweet card. I take no damage. We're just going to draw. We're going to attack and see if it's good enough. Yeah. Alright. Cool, cool. Seems sweet. Like as I said, it's hard to lose to Pox. Like it's really like I can't imagine a worse matchup for him in all of Magic. Like when I was on Pox, like I was just like, oh shit, I have to face lands. I remember in Cleveland, driving up to Cleveland from Cincinnati to this big SCG Open, and like I'm doing reasonably well. Like it's like round, it's the penultimate round, and I've or it's the last round. I can't remember, but yeah, it's like the last round. I'm 5-2-1 is my record with Mono Black Prison Pox, and so I'm like, ooh yeah, like I could 6-2-1's not good enough for too much, but maybe $100. And like this is one of my first big tournaments where I like really have a chance of cashing. So I'm like, hell yeah! Like I got a chance. And I go look at the pairings, and it's fucking Bobby Kovacs on Ruglands. Excuse the F word. Uh, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna lose. And yes, I got badly crushed, horribly crushed. Ended up 5-3-1, which in that tournament was good enough for $50. So I was pretty happy overall, but it was a rough way to end it. It's just so horrible. Uh, like I don't think our worst matchups. Like Storm is probably our worst matchup. You know, I don't feel that bad going into a Storm matchup. I'm like, okay, post board, I've got a real shot with 6 to 7 sphere effects. And going in against lands with Pox, you're just like, oh my god, I have 4 pieces of graveyard hate, and that is all. That is all I can bring in. That is all I can do. I have Pithing Needle too, but they run Krosan Grip. Talk about just plain terrible. Okay, peace out until next time. Hope you enjoyed the video.